Hi everyone, welcome back to Hands-Free Studying for the MBE, brought to you by Brainscape. These upcoming evidence questions cover privileges. All right, let's get started. Question 1. Do the federal rules of evidence have rules on privilege? No. The federal rules of evidence have adopted federal common law privileges, and this is found in Federal Rule 501. Question 2. What is testimonial privilege? Testimonial privilege allows a witness to refrain from disclosing certain knowledge. Question 3. What are the basic testimonial privileges? There are 5. First, attorney-client. Second, psychotherapist-client. Third, spousal. Fourth, doctor-patient. And fifth, clergy-penitent, although this is only in some jurisdictions. Question 4. What is required for a privilege to apply? For a privilege to apply, the person must show that the persons in the conversation were in a protected or privileged relationship, that the communication was intended to be confidential, the holder must be asserting the privilege must not have been waived, and lastly, no exceptions can apply. Question 5. When does the presence of a third party not destroy privilege? The presence of a third party does not destroy privilege if the third party is essential to the conversation, for example, a translator, or if the third party's presence was unknown to either party. Question 6. When is privilege waived? A privilege is waived if it's either not timely asserted, if it's waived in a contract, or if the holder intentionally tells a third party about the communication. Question 7. What is attorney-client privilege? Attorney-client privilege is a privilege held by the client that protects communications intended to be confidential, made for the purpose of seeking professional legal advice or services. Remember, this does not cover anything that you say to an attorney. It only covers communications made for the purpose of seeking professional legal advice. Question 8. Who does attorney-client privilege apply to? It applies to the client, as well as the lawyer, and also anyone employed by the lawyer to assist in the delivery of legal services, so paralegal, secretary, private investigator, etc. Question 9. In a corporation, who is protected by attorney-client privilege? Those protected by attorney-client privilege are all employees who are either directed to communicate with the attorney or are communicating pursuant to their corporate responsibilities. Question 10. Under what circumstances does attorney-client privilege not exist? Attorney-client privilege does not exist if the communication was sought to facilitate a crime or fraud, the lawyer's client is now deceased, and disclosure is necessary to effectuate a will, the communication is necessary for the lawyer to defend him or herself, or the lawyer had 2 joint clients who are now adverse to each other. And that's the end of your 10 flashcard study round. To reach full mastery, remember to study in Brainscape. Our mobile and web app uses the latest in spaced repetition techniques, allowing you to optimize your study time and track your progress down to the finest detail. Of course, when you're driving, cooking, exercising, or otherwise unable to navigate the app, be sure to keep listening to the rest of this hands-free studying playlist. No matter what subject you're learning and what method you're studying it, Brainscape helps you rise to your challenge.